For over a decade, Thailand's tourism growth seemed unstoppable, but in 2025, the engine finally stalled. After years of record-breaking crowds, the numbers just plummeted, and the reasons why are more complex than just bad luck. In 2025, Thailand welcomed roughly 32.9 million international tourists, down from about 35 million in 2024. That's a decline of just over 7%, marking the country's first major year-to-year drop outside of pandemic years in more than a decade. Tourism revenue declined as well. Spending by foreign visitors fell to around 1.5 trillion baht, roughly $48 billion, a drop of nearly 5%. Domestic tourism helped stabilize the industry. Thai residents made approximately 202.4 million trips within the country in 2025, an increase of 2.7% from the previous year. Spending from domestic travel also rose, climbing 3.7% to about 1.16 trillion baht, or roughly $37 billion. Even so, compared to the pre-pandemic peak of 2019, the gap remains clear. The explosive boom years have not fully returned.
The slowdown wasn't evenly spread throughout the year. After a strong January, arrivals weakened for much of the remaining months, with some periods seeing double-digit declines. The biggest losses came from short-haul Asian markets, the traditional backbone of Thailand's tourism economy. Long-haul markets from Europe and the Americas held up better than expected, but they simply weren't large enough to offset the shortfall. The top source markets remained familiar: Malaysia, China, India, Russia, and South Korea. Malaysia held the top spot, with China close behind, but that headline ranking hides a much deeper story, especially when it comes to Chinese travelers. So the what is clear: fewer visitors, less money, and a noticeable slowdown. The real question is why. The decline in 2025 wasn't caused by a single issue. It was the result of a perfect storm, one that shook traveler confidence, raised costs, and made competing destinations look increasingly attractive.
For years, China was the engine driving Thailand's tourism growth. In 2025, that engine lost momentum. One major factor was perception of safety. A high-profile case involving a Chinese actor linked to Thailand sparked intense discussion across Chinese social media. The incident was rare, but on social media, perception is reality. Fear went viral, and confidence vanished overnight. These concerns were compounded by ongoing reports of scams and a belief, fair or not, that enforcement remained inconsistent. In today's digital world, perception travels faster than facts, and even isolated stories can influence millions of travel decisions. At the same time, the Chinese traveler has changed. Large, low-cost tour groups are no longer dominant. Younger, independent travelers increasingly seek destinations they view as safer, cleaner, and more organized. Places like Japan, which has become a major competitor.
Currency shifts played a bigger role than many people realize. As the Thai baht strengthened in 2025, Thailand became less price competitive for some international tourists. Rising travel costs, combined with strong demand and broader tourism appeal in places like Tokyo and Osaka, helped shift the value perception for some young, high-spending Chinese travelers. This made Japan appear an attractive alternative for experiences and spending, even if the yen wasn't at historic lows. As a result, a large segment of the independent traveler market quietly redirected their trips away from Thailand in 2025.
Thailand also faced tougher competition closer to home. Vietnam and Malaysia recorded strong tourism growth in 2025, while Thailand slipped. Budget-conscious travelers from across Southeast Asia increasingly chose Vietnam, which was widely seen as offering better value for money and a fresher experience. For some, Thailand's most famous destinations, especially Phuket and Chiang Mai, had begun to feel overcrowded and overdeveloped, pushing travelers to explore alternatives.
Finally, a series of disruptive events added to the sense of instability. Flooding in southern Thailand also played a role. Severe floods disrupted travel during key periods, especially around Hat Yai near the Malaysian border. According to The Nation, Thailand, damaged infrastructure and hotel closures sharply reduced Malaysian arrivals, adding to broader travel hesitation in 2025. Earthquake tremors from Myanmar were felt in northern Thailand. Regional tensions, including issues along the Cambodian border, also contributed to a broader feeling of uncertainty. None of these factors alone would have derailed tourism, but together they reinforced the idea that 2025 wasn't the smoothest year to visit.
So, does all of this mean you should rethink a trip to Thailand in 2026? Not necessarily. In fact, the slowdown has forced a major strategic rethink, one that could actually improve the travel experience.
Thai authorities are now shifting away from chasing raw arrival numbers. The focus is moving toward longer stays and higher value visitors, with targets encouraging trips of 2 to 3 weeks. For travellers, this could mean fewer crowds at major attractions, less pressure on over-visited destinations like Phuket and Chiang Mai, and a more relaxed atmosphere overall.
The Tourism Authority of Thailand has set an ambitious target of around 36.7 million international visitors for 2026, but the emphasis has changed. New campaigns highlight wellness, sustainability, and meaningful travel. Thailand is increasingly positioning itself as a place to slow down, reset, and reconnect, rather than just party on the cheap. To fight the trust gap, the Tourism Authority launched the Trusted Thailand certification. It's a massive multi-sector overhaul designed to force higher standards for safety, transportation, and even digital payments. Combined with a fresh digital rebrand, Thailand is effectively hitting the reset button to win back the trust of younger, more skeptical travelers.
The message is clear. Thailand isn't trying to be the cheapest destination anymore. It's trying to be the best value. The tourism slip of 2025 was a real shock to Thailand's system. It was driven by safety perceptions, rising costs, shifting traveller behaviour, and fierce regional competition. Some people point to visa restrictions as a reason for the drop in tourism revenue. But in our view, Thailand's recent visa changes haven't had much impact on short-term tourists. They mainly affect long-term stays, repeat visitors, and those who previously relied on visa runs. What do you think? Could visa restrictions and limits on visa runs still be part of the reason tourism revenue fell? Share your thoughts in the comments. But this downturn may be creating a rare opportunity. Thailand is being pushed away from unsustainable mass tourism and toward a more thoughtful, experience-driven model. For visitors in 2026, that could mean a calmer, more authentic, and more rewarding trip. Challenges remain, but the country's response shows a serious effort to rebuild trust and raise standards. The Thailand you visit this year may be quieter, more refined, and more intentional than ever before. Thank you for watching. Be sure to check out the related video on your screen for more fascinating content. Explore our channel for even more exciting videos. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Globe Gazette for more incredible stories. Your support means everything to us. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.